Is the most common disease and is widely spread in the world. So there is the necessity of understanding the treatments and new methods for its treatment. So first we need to know that why there is need of mathematical modeling to understand the cancer. It is because to understand the process and mechanism of the cancer and thus to propose new experiments for the treatments. And it's one of the main use is to suggest treatment modalities, that is therapies that includes physical and electricity treatment. And thus, these treatments are designed such that this can be practically used in the practical life. That can be used in the practical life. So first process we'll see is the branching process. A branching process is a stochastic process or an imaginary process in which cell division takes place. In which cell division takes place. The probability of cell division may be in three types. It may be just a simple cell division or cell division with mutation or the cell might divide. So in the figure we could see that the cell is first divided into two, which is 10. For the other probability that it may divide with the help of mutation. Mutation is it is a damage to the gene in a cell to any person's life, and it is slow and continuous process. So thus these are the three probabilities of the division of the cell. Suppose if at time t the number of cells at time t the cell is 1, in the later time that is t plus delta t the number of cells are increased, which is the number of offsprings are increased. Then if we consider at time n1 T cells are the birth rate and death rates of n1 T cells are lambda 1 and nu 1. Similarly for n2 cells. And the probabilities of finding the birth rate and death rate of these cells are as the given below. Next we see the Moran process. In a Moran process, the main thing in the Moran process is that the population is constant. Here in the figure we can see that there are 6 green cells and 4 red cells. Thus in the next stage there is 1 green cell is removed. Before that there is already an production or the born of a new red cell, because of which the total number of cells in the first cell and the last cell are 10, which means the population of the cell, that is the tumor cells, is constant. Thus, with the help of this, if we consider the I individual cells are increasing and Z individual cells are decreasing, then the probability is given as the Ni tends to Ni plus 1, that is I individual cells are increasing, and the Nj tends to Nj minus 1, that is Z individual cells are decreasing, which is equals to NiFi divided by NiFi plus NjFi into Nj divided by capital N, where capital N is the number of type of individuals in the tumor cells. Next we'll see the use of ordinary differential equations and partial differential equations. First here is the ODE. In ordinary differential equations we consider an independent variable which is time, and the dependent variable may vary, which may be the volume of tumor cell or the genetic fraction in a population of the tumor cell, or it may be the chance of finding a receptor at a certain space at a certain time. So here the dx by dt equals to alpha e raised to minus beta of xt, where xt is the size of the population at time t, and the solution of the above equation is the below one. Next is the partial differential equation. In partial differential equation we consider two variables, where C is the concentration of oxygen and D is the diffusion rate, where the oxygen diffuses naturally with the diffusion constant T, and the partial differential equation related with this is as given below. And where A, C, G and B are also constant. This is the diagrammatical expression of the use of partial differential equation in cancer. Here, the diffusion, the density of the cells diffuses exponentially, and the right figure shows the two-dimensional figure of it. The hybrid model of the cancer. It's a combination of diffusion cell. Its hybrid model is a combination of diffusion cell, such as growth consumption dynamics on a continuous scale, or discrete cellular dynamics, for example, a lattice, which can describe the cell growth and motility. Here the dn is the diffusion constant. And for finding the number of cells with respect to partial differential equation, we can find using the equation shown here. Here the extracellular matrix cell and matrix degenerating enzymes and oxygen concentration obey the dynamics. Here too the equation in the equation second and third, DE and DC are the diffusion constant. Here in the figure, we can see PU, which denotes the probability of the cell moving up. PR is the probability of the cell moving to the right, and PL is probability of the cell moving to the left, and PD is the probability of the cell moving down. The probability of the moving up or down depends on the concentration of the cell, and P0 is the probability of not moving. Game theory is actually a subfield of game theory that studies long-term proliferation of players in the context of the game. Using game theory, we can describe the tumor-stroma interactions, and with the help of these three types of the treatment of the cancer can be made, which are the clinically indolent, rapidly growing, highly malignant or involvement, and stromal support treatment, depending. So, thank you.